Last night, operating on my orders, the United States military forces successfully removed a major terrorist threat to the world, the global leader of ISIS, known as Haji Abdullah. He took over as leader of ISIS in 2019 after the United States counterterrorism operation killed al-Baghdadi.
Last night, the United States brought the world's #1 terrorist leader to justice. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way. 11 young children were moved out of the house and are uninjured. The only ones remaining were Baghdadi in the tunnel, and he had dragged 3 of his young children with him. They were led to certain death. He reached the end of the tunnel as our dogs chased him down. He ignited his vest, killing himself and the 3 children. The thug who tried so hard to intimidate others spent his last moments in utter fear, in total panic and dread, terrified of the American forces bearing down on him. And after the mission was accomplished, we took highly sensitive material and information, much having to do with ISIS, origin, future plans, things that we very much want. But at my direction, as Commander-in-Chief of the United States, we obliterated his caliphate 100%.
Our forces carried out the operation with their signature preparation and precision, and I directed the Department of Defense to take every precaution possible to minimize civilian casualties. Knowing that this terrorist had chosen to surround himself with families, including children, we made a choice to pursue a special forces raid at a much greater risk than to our own people, rather than targeting him with an airstrike.
The Pentagon called the mission successful. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz is tracking the latest developments. And Martha, there are reports of civilian casualties.
There are, George. These U.S. helicopters swooped into northwest Syria near the Turkish border well after midnight. Dozens of U.S. Special Forces then surrounding a house in an area known to be home to Islamic extremist groups, including al-Qaeda and ISIS. The mission lasted for hours and played out on social media, describing explosions and constant gunfire. The Pentagon saying overnight the mission was a success, but did not name the target. This mission was reminiscent of the special operations raid that killed the head of ISIS in 2019, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, and Osama bin Laden in 2011. Like the bin Laden mission, one of the U.S. helicopters in last night's raid had to be blown up on the ground, this one because of mechanical issues. There were no U.S. casualties, but as you said, George, the local Syria Civil Defense Group, the White Helmets, tweeted that they had found at least 12 bodies after the raid, including 4 women and 6 children. They say it was a 2-story structure, the top floor partially destroyed in the raid.
We made this choice to minimize civilian casualties. In a final act of desperate cowardness, he, with no regard to the lives of his own family or others in the building, he chose to blow himself up, not just with the vest, but to blow up that 3rd floor, rather than face justice for this.
They say it was a 2-story structure.
I thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Mr. President, the threat from ISIS has been eliminated, sir. How many U.S. troops were involved, sir? Mr. President.
Ha! Gay!